Water crisis in Europe equals future of Eskom. Hello PPMO ecosystem. I really would love you natives to apply yourself as we discuss state asset sale impacts and future risks. Let me repeat this statement. 1. The private sector is there for profits and not social or citizen benefits. Their primary goal is profit for its shareholders. Europe in the last 2 or 3 decades were sold the privatization story. That the private sector will secure water for all at global quality standards and in a cost-effective way. Today European countries are in agreement that this was the biggest mistake ever made. Taking a citizen's basic human right and handing it to the private sector was totally flawed. Native, I hope you are listening. Let me tell you some of the key things that went wrong and will take years and huge budgets to correct. Yes, we talking about water here, but this applies to Eskom, the national electricity provider. 1. The states lost capacity/capability/know-how at a national, provincial and local level. Negative outcomes. Rebuilding capability into the state will cost billions and years. Imagine this scenario where South Africa government can supply its own but European countries cannot. So European countries held to ransom and not Africa. 2. Impact on local economies, skills and business. Negative outcomes. All business that was in the water supply value chain dies. That means salaries gone, local skills move on, property prices collapse, etc. Why? Because these multinationals use companies into their supplier databases or they own the value chain. But what they also do is fly top-tier engineers to change a simple rubber valve. Because no one can touch their infrastructure, it impacts warranties, etc. So the state is charged for flights/transport exorbitant rates to change rubber valve, which a municipal team could change on their basic monthly salary. Also they put new infrastructure and change the entire system. Not driven by logic but by commissions. In capital projects the professional team is paid a percentage of project. Example, 10% of $1 million is different to $1 billion. In South Africa as an example, this has been driven by the political elite, hence no standardized pricing. Value analysis goes totally out the window. Let us talk about net impact on customer/native/state. The service providers and their auditors tell state the cost of the new water infrastructure. So they will supply our water at this cost. State officials almost fall off their seats. That is when they realize that the same metric tons of water could have been supplied at 1/10 of required cost. The state now only realizes they have only 2 options. The first would be to push the cost on to citizens, natives. The second is to subsidize the supply of water. There is no third option, pay up or we shut down. Effective ransom. Native, now think of South Africa, as the private sector takes over. The next step is to commodify water, trading it on stock exchanges. In Australia they have already implemented, with devastating results for those with less money/native. Example, when in times of drought the value of water increases to level where only a few will afford. Think about that. In closing, what happens to inflation and the lives of the most vulnerable? Native, this is exactly what will happen to your electricity/Eskom privatized. This independent supplier model and green energy makes no sense. Click on subscribe on the YouTube channel to save our assets, no names, personal details, no cell numbers required. Just click subscribe on the PPMO ecosystem channel. Related clips to watch. DPW, PMTE, context to crisis A and conclusion to crisis B. I know most of you see this, we need to act now. uMadam here. Awesome, have a great one.